Hello and welcome to the Naked Expat YouTube channel. For all of you in the Philippines that have your internet provided by Converge as an internet service provider or ISP, chances are you've not changed your DNS settings. Now, DNS settings are settings that come pre-installed on the Wi-Fi router. That's the white box, generally it's white, with the aerials on the top. It plugs into the cable coming from outside in the street and produces your Wi-Fi signal throughout and turns that fiber optic connection into a Wi-Fi signal that's broadcast throughout your house. And you can then connect your accessories to it, your laptops, your iPads, your TVs, etc. That's a Wi-Fi router, that white box. Inside that white box comes pre-installed DNS settings. Now, those are, although the product is generally provided by Huawei, the settings, because Converge are obviously a big customer, the settings within that Wi-Fi router are Converge settings. And the DNS settings are Converge DNS settings. What that enables Converge to monitor is all of the internet traffic from all of its consumers. That means that there is the potential, I'm not saying that they do it, but there is the potential for Converge to snoop and basically view everything that you're viewing on the internet because you're using their service. Now, obviously, if you're aware of this, you're going to be very, very uncomfortable with that type of access. They're not able to access screen recording, your passwords, etc. But they can actually have access to all of the websites that you visit, the times of day that you visit, etc. And that's a lot of potential data that you're giving away to them for free. In order for you to stop that, which you can do relatively easily, is by changing the DNS settings so that the DNS settings aren't those of Converge. They are those from an independent provider. Like, for example, Google, although I say that tentatively because Google obviously probably know quite a lot about you anyway, because most people use Google Maps, etc. It kind of follows you around the world. You can also use DNS settings from independent providers like Cloudflare, for example, another very independent provider that won't snoop on your connection. If you log into your Wi-Fi router, and I've done an article on my website, the link will be included in the YouTube video description below. You can look at the pictures and read the guidance. However, it's scrolling through here. The first step, if you log in with a Wi-Fi username and password, which the guy from Converge may well have given you, say, oh, this is the Wi-Fi address, you can type in the bar, and that's normally something like 192.168.1001. You've got to be careful that you put the dots and the decimal points in the correct places. And that's almost a bit like a Google.com. It's numeric, but instead of say Google.com, it is a URL, but it logs into your Wi-Fi router rather than the internet. And then up comes a login screen like the one I'm showing you here I'm hoping to show you sharing the screen. And that's your normal username and password that the guy from Converge will probably have given you. Now, if you log in using that standard username and password, then that's going to be standard customer access, which means you can change the name of your Wi-Fi network to your family name. You can change the password to the Wi-Fi passwords to something very memorable for you. And a lot of people do that, obviously, to lock their Wi-Fi rather than having it unrestricted and potentially piggybacked by your neighbors. So most people are familiar with logging into the Wi-Fi router, changing the username and password for the Wi-Fi connection, and that's it. What you can't do is access the advanced settings because they're generally grayed out. Now, if you read my article, I'll give you the usernames and passwords, which means, or if you can't access using the username and passwords that I suggest, then I've given you a link to a website where you can check the serial number on the back of your box with a website, and it will give you the username and passwords. But generally, the super admin username and passwords that I will suggest that you use will enable you to log into your Wi-Fi router with super admin powers. Now that ungrays the advanced settings. When you click on the advanced settings, you're then able to access, surprise, surprise, DNS settings. And you delete the ones that are there, and then you put in the DNS settings as per my blog article, and you use Cloudflare, OpenDNS, or Google DNS settings. And there's two sets of 4 digits that you generally put in. Cloudflare is 1.1.1. and 1001 with dots in between. OpenDNS is a bit more complicated. Again, there are lots of, it's just numbers with dots in between. And Google DNS, surprise, surprise, Google is quite easy. It's 8.8.8. And also 8.8.4.4. Don't worry, they're in my blog article, and you'll see them on the screen here. And that will enable you to change your DNS settings. You then need to save those settings and reboot your router. Then you're good to go, because your Wi-Fi network, your router will reboot, your Wi-Fi network will come on as usual. But instead of all of your internet traffic going through the Converge servers where they can potentially snoop on you, they're going through independent servers with Cloudflare, OpenDNS, or Google DNS, which I think you would be far more comfortable with than trusting a local provider that who knows what they're doing in the background. I would suggest you change your DNS settings if you're a Converge customer immediately. Enjoy.